I want to tell you what we're talking about, and then we're going to bring in Kim Strong, as well as Nicolas, who is Sal's son-in-law, who actually wrote a book about growing up with a pit bull. So, Sal, it is true the original pit bull was bred, and you talked about this yesterday, as a dog that would be it was a fighting sport, and that's now banned in Great Britain.
Right, and I want to say one thing real quick before I forget. I have had 10 people sign up for dog training since this started yesterday. 10 people called. They signed up, not just called. Came to my home, signed up.
Wow.
For dog training. They all agree with me on my stance. I have had tons of people on Facebook private message me because they are afraid if they make a statement, they're going to get attacked like my daughter and Nick are getting attacked. Because they won't allow people to have their own opinions.
It is vicious. I got to tell you, in the Facebook post that I was reading last night on your Facebook page, it's vicious.
To me, it's disgusting. You don't have to be like that. You want to talk to me about it, that's fine. Like I said about Kim Strong, I wish her luck. I don't wish anybody harm. I wish she would thrive in what she does. But just leave me out of it. All I'm doing is, like I said, people called me up. My pit bull's going after my other dog. My pit bull is biting at the hands of my son or daughter. Bring the dog back to the shelter. Get another dog. I'll train it for you free of charge. So that's where that post came from.
Yeah.
Not to bring the dogs back to have them euthanized or to have them killed. Like I said, I've never said that ever. Mm-hmm. So that nonsense has got to stop.
All right, I want to bring in your son-in-law, Nicolas Priore, who is married to your daughter. Nick, good morning. What's your take on all this? By the way, you guys have been dragged into this just based on the fact that your wife's father is Sal, and they've done some really mean things to you on Facebook.
Yes, that's right.
Mean things to your wife on Facebook.
Yeah, more so with her, but I've had to sit here and watch her crying over it, and it's just really messed her up over the last few days. It hasn't affected me as much, but then I did see that someone posted our wedding picture as though, and we had like a Halloween style wedding. It was in October, and somebody suggesting that that's an indication of that. Oh, we're his family. Look at them. Look at how they're dressed. It was absurd, and I honestly couldn't quite believe it. And I also think it's kind of ridiculous that Sal isn't allowed to say this person's name who was harassing us and putting our.
You can say whatever you want on social media.
We can't call them out on the radio.
You can say whatever you want on social media.
And this is not
you can call out anybody you want to on your social media
It's not
page.
a matter of us trying to I can't on the fly make that call because it becomes a legal. You have to understand, though, we would all lose our jobs if there's all of a sudden a defamation lawsuit against Town Square Media. It's just what we have to live with.
It would be against him. You know what I mean?
I understand, but understand there is the legal system which we are bound to. Like it or not, we are. You can say whatever you want on Facebook. You could be personally sued.
And I support you guys 100%.
Yeah.
I think it's disgusting, and I support you 100%. And I'm all for calling this guy out on social media.
If the guy wanted to call up and say what he said about you on the air, he has every right to do that. He can give his name if he wants, but I don't want to get into throwing names out. So let's get beyond that. You wrote a book. And it was a book about when you were a kid growing up with a pit bull.
Well, yeah, I didn't grow up with a pit bull. I wrote the story from a kid's standpoint, as though we had grown up with her. But yeah, no, we've had Karma for about probably almost 10 years now, and she is just wonderful. I was so taken with her right off the bat that I wrote a whole children's story. About her and about our family and about our other pets and how great she is. And it's just, it's a book about prejudice and about not, because, Sal, first of all, Sal is an expert trainer, and I would consider his opinion to be, for the most part, an expert opinion, which I'm not here to argue. The problem I have is that Sal is talking about a breed of dog and their nature. I feel like, we shouldn't judge people based on their race, and in the same way, we shouldn't judge a dog based on their breed. It's each individual.
Yeah,
and,
okay.
You know, I can't speak for the general pit bull population, but you know, these are great dogs. Every time I've seen one, it's been a great dog.
So, Nicolas,
my opinion.
Do you own a? So you do own a pit bull?
Yeah, we do have a pit bull. You know, she lives with my mother, but you know, she's all of ours, and she is just the most well-natured girl ever. And you know, so it's this idea that I don't think they should be judged based on their breed. I think they should be judged as individuals, because they are individuals. If somebody trains a dog who was originally bred to fight and trains them to fight, that's going to be their mentality. It's the owner's fault. And on the flip side, if you take good care of your pit bull like we do, you're going to have a beautiful relationship with a beautiful, amazing animal. So I just don't think they should. And the problem here is, yes, Sal is an absolute expert. He knows way more than I do about any of this, but he is generalizing an entire breed of animals. And whether he intended it to come across this way or not, he is 100% saying to people, bring your pit bull back, and the subtext is that it will be euthanized. And so you get your new dog, I'll train him for free as long as you bring your pit bull back. He's not saying that they're going to get euthanized, but that is 100% what is going to happen. So just because he didn't say that, that is what his post implies. So it's not people trying to argue his opinion. Yeah. It's not about not allowing him to have his opinion. It's about how terrible it is to suggest that people return their pets to get euthanized.
All right. So somehow I didn't expect Sal, your son-in-law, to take the opposite side. But you're not going to beat him for this, are you?
No. See, I agree with Nick. As far as his dog, he says it's a sweet dog, everything else, and that's what my point is. People let their guards down. And, you know, when they say my dog's sweet and everything, that's exactly what people say, just like I said yesterday, just before the parents say, oh, my God, my dog never acted like that, oh, my God, my dog never bit, and it mauls the child, or it mauls somebody else, or goes after another dog. It's because they let their guard down with these dogs. It's inherited. It's not something, you don't have to train a pit bull in protection or to attack. It's got a natural ability, and their prey drive is so strong, and that's what triggers these dogs. And it's not, I'm telling you, the dog we had here, Bill, was fine. And there's many dogs. Out of all the dogs I've trained, and you know I've trained hundreds of them, very little did I ever see any other breed go after another dog or person, whatever. But every time you line up with a pit bull, in my experience, something triggers, the dog lunges after another dog.
All right. I do want to say, and Nick, I appreciate you telling your story, and ultimately what you really like people to know is stop harassing your wife. I mean, this is just getting ridiculous, right?
Well, that's why I wanted to, because the last time I was on with you was promoting my book originally, and that was years ago, before all this even was even a thought. So I just wanted to come back on and, you know, remind everyone, like, hey, you know, my wife and I, we love our pit bull. We love all dogs. And I just wanted to remind everyone that I actually have a book about our pit bull. It's a very informative children's book that teaches against prejudice. And it's on, I'll make it easy for everyone. There's a slideshow of it on YouTube. You just type in "Karma Plight of the Friendly Pit," and it'll come up on YouTube. You can watch the slideshow of it for free, narrated by my wonderful grandmother. And then below that is a link where if you'd like to buy a copy. So basically, I just wanted everyone to know where we stand by pointing out that this book is out there.
All right, Nicolas Priore, I appreciate you coming on, Nick. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Sal, I want to do one more thing, and then I'm going to let you go, and I'm going to bring in Kim Strong here, who is certainly pro pit bull as well. But Sal,
which is fine. Like I said before,
I understand. Yeah, but here's what I
trainers there that will train the pit bull. Why are they nuts about me having to train them? And one more comment, real quick, about the post that Nick was talking about. If you bring them back, it's implying put them to sleep, because if they go back up, that's not true. You bring a dog back to the humane society, they don't automatically put them to sleep. they will adopt them out again.
Are there kill shelters in central New York?
I have no idea. I think Tim Strong would know better than I do.
Okay.
All right. Here's what I want to say, though. One thing. You cannot deny the science of this. And I'm not going anti any dog, because we always had German Shepherds, and German Shepherds can be a dangerous dog to someone the German Shepherd doesn't know, especially if a German Shepherd would almost treat a stranger around your children like he would treat, or she would treat, a stranger around his puppy. They are very, very jealous.
I disagree with you on that.
Okay, but then I'm not the expert, but here's what I want to ask you. Dogs are bred for certain purposes. Yeah. This is not just pit bulls, but there are dogs that are bred for hunting. There are dogs that are bred for ... Can you get into that just a little bit? Because this is not an opinion. It's fact.
That's the point I tried to make as far as the pit bull, the German Shepherd. Take the German Shepherd again. All dogs, now listen to this, all breeds, okay? If they have weak nerves from poor breeding, which means the dog is nervous, you see it in their face, their eyes are wide, ears go back, their tail is down, they're just nervous dogs. If they're weak-nerved dogs, they got much more high, probably about 90% chance of biting when they're older. Even if with training, desensitizing, and helping the dog through its life, it still has weak nerves. Those are the dogs you got to be careful of. That's any breed. I don't care if it's a pit bull, German Shepherd. And when you're talking about German Shepherd, a German Shepherd, you should be able to, a stranger should walk up to your house. You could have your dog out. That German Shepherd could go right up to that person like nothing's wrong. Like, hey, you've been my buddy forever. If a dog throws his hair up on his back and starts and starts barking like crazy, that's a dog that's a fear biter. That's a dog that's afraid. Any dog that raises the hair on its back like that is intimidated.
Okay.
So you got a German Shepherd bred for working, bred for herding. Okay. You have the Beagle bred for hunting. Golden Retrievers, Labrador Retrievers. That's why people say, well, Labrador Retrievers bite also. Well, they have a hunting instinct. And if you want to lay on the couch and sit on the couch, don't get a Labrador Retriever. Don't get a Golden Retriever. Get a lazy dog, like an English Mastiff.
And these are all breeds that have different personalities based on their breeding, different advantages and disadvantages based on their breeding.
Yes, it's just like a police dog. A lot of people think, they call me up and say, oh, my God, I got a German Shepherd that is lunging at people, everything else that would make you want it for a police dog. We would never accept a dog like this. It has to have strong nerves. It has to have certain drives to be a candidate. So they have to be tested. And this is where I think the humane societies are going wrong, is where they adopt these pit bulls out, and they can't assess if the dog is going to be good with the family within 15 minutes. That dog is going to settle in, and it takes about a month or two for that dog to settle in, and then he's going to say, where is my leadership in this pack? Where is my status? Where am I in the totem pole? That's where you get the problems. And most people, there was a post on my Facebook, the guy nailed it right on the head. It was like, he said, the guy bought the pit bull 4 days before it bit his daughter, but he had no knowledge of this dog. I agree with him 100%. And that's the same thing when you adopt a dog from rescue. You have no clue about this dog.
So you have to be cautious.
You have to be cautious.
Right.
But if people, again, we're not pit bull haters.
Okay. All right. I want to bring in Kim Strong. I'm going to let you go, Sal. Sal's Canine. The name of your business now is Sal Piazza's.
It's Piazza's Canine Services Unlimited.
Okay, got it. All right, it's up on Higby Road. All right, Sal.
Thank you, Sal.